What's up, everybody? It's your boy King Pablo, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're here with a story coming out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Caleb Wilson, a Southern University student that died during a fraternity hazing. I have a article here from The Advocate that I'm going to read to you. Then we're going to get into some video clips. The article reads, Caleb Wilson, a 20-year-old Southern University student, died last week after being punched in the chest during a fraternity hazing ritual in which about 10 fraternity members hit pledges with their fists and objects. Sources close to the criminal investigation into Wilson's death said Wednesday. The February 27th hazing incident took place at a warehouse off Greenwood Springs Road, according to multiple sources, not at a local park, as police said some of the fraternity members told them. One source said Wilson was not singled out, but he apparently experienced a medical episode as a result of being pledged. The source said 911 was never called and there was a lapse in time between Wilson's medical episode and the fraternity members bringing him to the hospital. On February 27th, Baton Rouge authorities said Wilson was brought to the hospital unconscious by people who found him that way at the North Sherwood Forest Park. Then Baton Rouge police officers were called to the hospital where Wilson was pronounced dead. Authorities say that hours after the student died. The source said Wednesday the fraternity members were never at the park where they initially claimed the fraternity event happened. It's an ugly situation, the source said, adding that other pledges at the event were devastated by what happened to their brother. The source said the hazing ritual involved physical violence, not alcohol or drugs. The Baton Rouge Police Department has interviewed pledges who were there that night, the sources said. I expect charges to come, the source said. The question is just who is going to be arrested and what the charges are going to be. Wilson's death is being investigated by the Baton Rouge Police and East Baton Rouge District Attorney's Office as a possible act of fraternity hazing. The Kenner native was pledging the Beta Sigma chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity, Inc. at Southern University. On Tuesday, Southern announced its own probe into the alleged hazing incident and said all campus groups are required to undergo rigorous anti-hazing training. As the Southern University and A&M College community grieves the loss of student Caleb Wilson, Southern officials continued the internal investigation that was launched immediately after reports of an unsanctioned off-campus activities, university officials said in the statement. The university has begun the student judiciary process as prescribed by the university's Student Code of Conduct and in line with Louisiana law. Groups who breach anti-hazing policies will be held to disciplinary sanctions, according to the Tuesday statement. Southern University is actively and fully cooperating with law enforcement authorities in their criminal investigation, according to the statement. The school's Student Government Association will hold a vigil for Wilson at 5 p.m. Wednesday at the Smith-Brown Student Union Courtyard. All right, so you heard the article. We're going to get into a video, then I'll come back with my commentary.
Southern University student who in his short life has played music all around the world is dead after an off-campus fraternity ritual. Our Ethan Tuttle starts us off today. He spoke with students about this tragic loss. Ethan.
Yeah, that's right. The Jaguar family is heartbroken today, Greg. Caleb Wilson, a member of the Human Jukebox, was in the middle of what a source tells us was a fraternity ritual off campus when he suddenly collapsed early this morning. Now, students and authorities are trying to wrap their heads around what happened.
Something like this is just out of the ordinary.
20-year-old Caleb Wilson, a student at Southern University, lost his life early this morning after collapsing during what a source told WAFB was an off-campus and unsanctioned Omega fraternity ritual at a local park.
There's an autopsy that's currently ongoing. We don't have much information that we can share at this particular time, but again, this is being investigated as just a death at this time.
Wilson, a pledge for Omega Psi Phi, was also a member of the Human Jukebox. His family says he's played his music during trips to Cuba and Europe, and once even played with Trombone Shorty. After collapsing at North Sherwood Community Park, other students rushed him to Baton Rouge General Hospital, where he arrived unconscious and was pronounced dead. Southern University issued a statement saying Wilson was a junior majoring in mechanical engineering at the campus and extended its condolences to his family, classmates, and loved ones. Baton Rouge police are now waiting on the autopsy report. Once that information is available from the coroner, law enforcement will have a better understanding of what happened to Wilson. In the meantime, Southern students are in a state of sorrow.
Here it's kind of shocking because it's like you're a part of a big group. Like everybody on campus loves the Human Jukebox, even people that don't go here. So for them to lose a member of the band, I know it's going to be hard on them.
And it's not like it was, I don't know, like no gang violence or nothing. It was, it was a fraternity, so we're going to see how it play out, man. It's outside looking in, though, like I said, it's crazy to me.
Usually you'll see more people like laughing and stuff on campus, so right now like the mood is kind of down, and I'm just hoping like whoever knew him can like get through this and like we can all come back to that common ground once everything's resolved.
Wilson's father is part of the security team for Saints owner Gail Benson. Miss Benson said today she is deeply saddened by the passing of a, quote, very bright young Southern University student. She went on to say she has a deep and personal connection to his family, with his father having worked with her for many years. Greg?
All right, thank you for that. So in light of Wilson's death and the ongoing investigation, Southern is stopping all recruitment and initiations. The university sent a letter to all chapter advisors and presidents saying going forward, for now, fraternities, sororities, and student clubs will not be allowed to induct any new members. The university is also banning interest meetings and rushes. That goes for off and on campus events.
All right, and we're back. So we found out that Caleb Wilson was a part of the band at Southern University, and he's also traveled to Cuba and Europe with his musical talents. We heard from a few of the students at Southern University. There's a somber, mood in the at the school at the time. Everyone's shocked about the situation. They're just, they just think it's crazy. Like, what really happened? We also heard that his dad is the security guard for the Saints owner. So I'm pretty sure they've got a lot of pull there. And they're going to try to figure out what's going on with what happened with Mr. Caleb Wilson, which they should. We're going to get into another video clip, then I'll be back with my commentary on that one.
National headquarters of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity released a statement tonight after the death of a 20-year-old Southern student. Our Elizabeth Bourgeois in the studio now to give us a look.
20-year-old Caleb Wilson reportedly died after what sources call an off-campus fraternity ritual. We're told Wilson was one of many standing in line when he collapsed. Wilson was rushed to the hospital by his classmates and was pronounced dead. Following the incident, the school's marching band released a statement honoring Wilson. The international headquarters for Omega Psi Phi echoed that with a statement they released today. We have been informed that the local authorities have launched an investigation into this tragic incident, and we fully support their efforts to seek the truth. Currently, our foremost priority is standing in unwavering support of Caleb's family. Southern University also stated that they will halt all intake activities for campus organizations for the time being. You can keep track of all these new developments online at WAFB.com and our 9 News app.
Elizabeth Bourgeois right there giving us the latest. Thank you so much for that. The investigation still ongoing, and the coroner said today it's still too early to tell what caused his death. You can keep track of all of this as it continues to develop. The new developments online at WAFB.com as well as our 9 News app.
All right, and we're back. So in that video clip, we heard that he was one of many that was online at the time when he collapsed. The investigation is still ongoing. Also, the coroner said that it is too soon to determine the actual cause of death at the moment. So I have another video clip. We're going to get into that one, and I'll be right back.
The loved ones of a Southern University student, Caleb Wilson, have a message for others as they mourn his death. They're thanking those who have offered their love and support in this difficult time. And they say they are committed to seeking the truth about Caleb's death and making sure no other family has to endure such a tragedy. They also asked for prayers and privacy. We also got this statement from the national headquarters for the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. It reads in part, the local authorities have launched an investigation into this tragic incident, and we fully support their efforts to seek the truth. Currently, our foremost priority is standing in unwavering support of Caleb's family.
Officials say the student died following what sources called an off-campus and unsanctioned fraternity ritual. The university has halted all club recruiting events until further notice. Also, officials continue their testing to learn more about Wilson's death.
Okay, we're back, and in that video clip, we got a statement for the family. They are just hearts are very heavy right now, and I only can imagine. They ask for you to be in their continued prayers, respect for their privacy. They say Caleb's spirit lives on, and the memories we would cherish, and the love we hold for him. Yeah, this family really needs to get answers on what happened to this young man. 20 years old, died at a fraternity ritual. This is crazy. It's just really sad. And some people need to be held accountable and go to jail for this situation. I got one last clip, and I'm going to go ahead and play that clip, and then I'll be back with my commentary.
You have a breaking update from Southern University following the death of the student named Caleb Wilson. University leaders issued a statement in the last half hour condemning hazing and saying it will not be tolerated. And this all stems from their internal investigation into Wilson's death. The WFBI team also uncovered new information tied to this case. Sources with direct knowledge of the investigation tell the I-team Caleb Wilson was punched before he collapsed just last week. Those sources say the story that fraternity members told to police officers about his death happening at a Breck Park, well, that was fabricated. Sources said pledges with Omega Sci-Fi were actually at a warehouse in Baton Rouge when Wilson was punched in the chest and collapsed during an unsanctioned fraternity ritual. He was later pronounced dead by doctors at an area hospital. The hospital contacted Baton Rouge police, which launched an investigation. This is a developing story, and we'll post any updates we get on WAFB.com. Southern University will be holding a candlelight vigil tomorrow evening for Caleb Wilson. That will begin at 5 on the lawn in front of Isaac Gregg's Band Hall.
All right, and we're back. In that video clip, we found out that the members of Omega Sci-Fi Fraternity lied about where the location happened. They said it happened at a park, but no, they were at a warehouse. There were several. We already know that there were several members online when this situation happened. I mean, he was punched in the chest, but what was he punched in the chest with? How many times? They're punching him with their fists in the chest, with objects, and what were the objects? Because we do know that there were objects involved. What were those objects? How many times was he hit in the chest? Like, that is just ridiculous. Something really needs to happen with this hazing process with these fraternities and sororities at these colleges, because this is not the first time that we're hearing a story like this, and it's ridiculous. A family should not be having to bury their 20-year-old son because he wanted to pledge a fraternity, and their hazing process is so brutal that it resulted in him dying. I'm sure this story, I know this story is still evolving and the investigation is still on. So when I do get an update, I will bring you that update. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. It's been your boy, King Pablo. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And that's it. Peace.